Los Angeles, 1967. Saturday afternoon, 2:30 p.m. Bruce Lee's private studio. A small building in Chinatown, second floor, one large room. The room empty. Just wooden floor, a few kung fu posters on walls, heavy bags in one corner, large mirror on opposite wall. Afternoon sun streaming through windows, illuminating dust particles. But today the room isn't empty. 30 people here, leaning against walls, sitting, standing. Various people, martial artists, karate uniforms, judo kimonos, journalists, notebooks, cameras, curious students, young, eager. Everyone waiting for something. A demonstration. A Bruce Lee demonstration. In the center of the room, two men standing. First man, Bruce Lee, 27 years old, 5 feet 7 inches, 135 pounds, black kung fu pants, white sleeveless shirt, muscles visible, compact, every movement controlled, hair short, neat, face calm, but eyes intense, that special Bruce Lee look. Second man, Mike Stone, 30 years old, 6 feet 2 inches, 210 pounds, white karate uniform, black belt, muscular, strong, professional fighter, famous karate champion, face friendly, but skeptical. Bruce speaking, room silent, everyone listening carefully. Today I'm going to show you something. We call it the 1-inch punch. Whispers from the room. Some have heard, some haven't. Mike Stone interrupts, friendly but challenging. Bruce, I've heard this legend. They say you can move a man from 1-inch distance, but physically, it seems impossible. Bruce smiles. Why impossible, Mike? Because power comes from momentum. Momentum equals mass times velocity. Velocity requires distance. A punch's power comes from the swing. Arm pulls back, then shoots forward. This creates distance. Distance creates speed. Speed creates power. But 1 inch? That's 1 inch. This distance is too short for sufficient acceleration. Physics doesn't allow it. Bruce nods, understanding. In classical physics, you're right, Mike. But Kung Fu isn't classical. Kung Fu uses natural physics, the body's true potential. Mike's still skeptical. What do you mean? Bruce, let me show you. But first, this might hurt. Are you ready? Mike laughed. I'm a karate champion, Bruce. I'm used to strikes. I'm ready. Bruce. Okay, go near that wall. Points to a wall. Mike approaches. Only 6 feet of space behind him. Bruce. Feet shoulder width apart. Knees slightly bent. Body relaxed. Breathing normal. Mike takes position. Waiting. Bruce comes in front of Mike. Right hand extending toward Mike's chest, but not touching. Just leaving 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters distance. Fingers open. Hand relaxed. Wrist straight. Left hand behind. Balanced. Bruce's body appears completely relaxed. Muscles not tense. Face calm. Breathing regular. 30 people watching. Room silent. Only distant sounds from traffic. Someone whispers, that close. How will he generate power? Another. Impossible. No swing, no distance. Bruce speaking. Voice low, but everyone hears. Mike, are you ready? Mike, ready. Bruce, breathe in. Deep breath. Mike breathes in. Bruce, now out. Mike exhales. And right at that moment, a lightning passes through Bruce's body. In 0.05 seconds, a wave. Feet pressing into floor, pushing against ground. Leg muscles firing, sending power upward. Hip rotating, 30 degrees explosive. Core engaging, all torso muscles contracting at once. Shoulder shooting forward like a whip. Arm locking in final inch. All momentum passing to hand. Hand touching Mike's chest. Direct hit to solar plexus. Sound, sharp, clear. Ha! Bruce's ki cry filling the room. And then, Mike flies backward, feet leaving ground. Body airborne, 6 feet. Back hitting wall, solid thud. Sits on ground, hard but controlled. Can't breathe. Eyes wide, mouth open. Hands holding chest. No pain but shock. Total silence. 30 people frozen. Nobody moving. Nobody speaking. 3 seconds pass. Then a voice. From back of room. Impossible. Then another. Did you see that? Then explosive applause. 30 people standing, clapping, shouting. How did he do it? That was 1 inch. Just 1 inch. Mike flew 6 feet. Bruce goes to Mike, extends hand, helps Mike up. You okay? Mike stands, slightly wobbling but can stand, rubbing his back. I'm okay, but Bruce, what? How? Voice still in shock, trying to breathe. Bruce, I hit your solar plexus. Diaphragm contracted. That's why you couldn't breathe. We'll be fine in 10 seconds. Mike, but how? You only moved 1 inch. I flew 6 feet. How did physics allow this? Everyone in room listening. Curiosity at peak. Bruce goes to corner of room. Whiteboard there, for teaching. Starts drawing with marker. Everyone come closer. Let me explain. 30 people gathering around whiteboard. Bruce drawing. Simple human figure. Body parts labeled. Bruce. Question is, how do you generate power from 1 inch? Answer, you don't. Everyone confused. Mike. But you just did. Bruce. No, Mike. I didn't generate power. I transferred power. Very important difference. Writing on board. Power equals mass times velocity. Physics is correct. Power needs speed. But where does speed come from? From distance? Shakes head. No. Speed comes from acceleration. Acceleration equals change in velocity. Drawing another figure on board. Body showing arrows. In my punch, there's 1 inch distance. But power doesn't come from 1 inch. Power comes from entire body. Pointing at arrows on figure in sequence. 1. Foot. Pressing into ground. Newton's third law. Every force has equal and opposite reaction. I push ground. Ground pushes me. This power goes to leg. 2. Leg. Taking ground force. Muscles contracting. Sending power upward. To hip. 3. Hip. Rotating. 30-degree rotation. Adding rotational momentum. Sending power to torso. 4. Torso. All core muscles. Abs, back, chest. Contracting simultaneously. Power going to shoulders. 5. Shoulder. Shooting forward, like a whip. Sending power to arm. 6. Arm. Locking at last moment. All momentum passing to hand. 7. Hand. Touching mic. All body power passing through 1 point. My hand. A man in room. Looks like physics teacher. But this is kinetic chain. Biomechanics. Bruce smiles. Correct. That's exactly it. I'm not just doing kung fu. I'm using human body in most efficient way possible. Mike. But Bruce, so fast? All this happening in less than 0.05 seconds. Bruce. Because training. 10,000 repetitions. Body learns. Muscle memory. Brain doesn't think anymore. Body does automatically. Think of violin virtuoso. Doesn't think how to move fingers each time. Body knows. My body knows 1 inch punch. Automatic. One journalist taking notes. Mr. Lee. This seems more than just physical demonstration. Seems like a philosophy. Bruce nods. Serious but passionate. Absolutely. 1 inch punch isn't just technique. It's philosophy. Life philosophy. Walking around room. Speaking. People think to be powerful, they must be big. Big muscles. Big movements. Big displays. But wrong. Stops. Looking at everyone. My master Ip Man taught me something. Greatest power is in smallest movement. Why? Because that's how nature works. Goes to window, points outside. You see lightning. Big, bright, dramatic. But where's real power? In that tiny electric spark. Atom-sized. Earthquake. Big destruction on surface. But where does it start? Underground tiny rock shift. Millimeters. Bullet. Small piece of metal. But fast. Enough. Back to board. Water drop. 1 drop. Small, right? Everyone nods. But if that drop falls every day on same stone spot, what happens? Young student. Pierces the stone. Bruce. Exactly. Pierces stone. Why? Not because it's big. Because it's consistent. Because it's focused. 1 inch punch, same principle. Shows his hand. I focus all my body power, 135 pounds, all muscles, all energy, on 1 point. Doesn't scatter. Doesn't get lost. All goes into Mike's chest. What happens in big swing punch? Energy lost in air. Fist hits air, then hits body. Inefficient. In 1 inch punch, no loss. 100% efficiency. All power to target. Mike now understanding. Light in eyes. So you're using your body's full potential. Most of us only use 30 to 40%. Bruce. Correct, Mike. That's it. People use tiny fraction of their potential because they don't know or don't believe. But 1 inch punch says you're already powerful. You just haven't learned how to use it. Everyone in room thinking quietly. A woman, maybe 40 years old, not martial artist, just curious. Mr. Lee, but I'm small, weak. I could never be like you. Bruce turns to her gently. Why not? Woman. Because I'm 110 pounds. You're 135. You're male, I'm female. You've trained, I haven't. Bruce smiles. You're right. Physical differences exist, but principle is same. 1 inch punch teaches you. Your power isn't in your size, it's in your use. You might be 110 pounds, but if you use those 110 pounds correctly, you can stop a 200-pound man. How? Right point, right time, right technique. This isn't just for fighting. This is for life. Approaching the woman. You might be small, but your words can have big impact. If you say right word at right time to right person, you might be weak, but your decisions can be strong. If you make right decision at right moment for right reason. 1 inch is enough. One word is enough. One decision is enough. If you know how to use it. Silence in room. But different silence. Thinking. Understanding silence. Young student raises hand. Teacher, but this seems very difficult. You said 10,000 repetitions. Most of us can't work that hard. Bruce, then do 1,000 repetitions. Or 100. Or 10. That's not the issue. Issue is, did you start? People say, this is too hard. I can't do it. And they never start. But I say, start. Start small. Start with 1 inch. Today, 1 repetition. Tomorrow, 2 repetitions. Next week, 5 repetitions. Years later, what happens? 10,000 repetitions. How long does water drop take to pierce stone? Maybe 100 years. But if it never starts, never pierces. Writes last thing on board, 1 inch is enough. Just start. Mike Stone now completely transformed. Not skeptical, believing. Bruce, when I came, I was skeptical. Now I want to learn. Will you teach me 1 inch punch? Bruce laughed. Of course, Mike. But first lesson you'll learn. How to fall. Room fills with laughter. Tension dissolves. Bruce, because you'll be flying a lot more. More laughter. Then Bruce gets serious, but warm. Really, Mike, I'll gladly teach. But understand, this isn't just physical technique. This is mindset shift. Rethinking limits. Mike, I understand. And I'm ready. Few months later, Bruce's studio. Mike Stone, now regular student. Coming 3 days every week. Today, Mike practicing in front of small group. Bruce watching. Mike demonstrating 1 inch punch to student. Successful. Student goes backward. Not as much as Bruce, but effective. Proud smile on Mike's face. After class, Bruce approaches Mike. Good work, Mike. You're improving. Mike. Thanks, Bruce. This technique changed my life. Not just how I fight, how I think. Bruce. How so? Mike. I used to think, I'm not strong enough. Need to be bigger. Need to train more. But now I think, I'm already enough. Just need to use better. That difference changed everything. Bruce nods. Proud. That's it, Mike. That's the real lesson. 1 inch punch teaches people. Limits are in your head, not physical. You're small. Doesn't matter. Use correctly. You're weak. Doesn't matter. Use correctly. Limited time. Doesn't matter. 1 inch is enough. 5 years later, 1973, Hong Kong. Bruce Lee's funeral. Thousands of people. Mike Stone there, giving speech at funeral. Eyes tearful. Bruce Lee taught me many things, fighting techniques, his philosophy, life approach. But most important lesson was 1 inch punch. That day in studio, Bruce threw me 6 feet. I was shocked. How? I asked. But Bruce's answer wasn't just physics. It was philosophy. He told me, 1 inch is enough. Just learn how to use it. Since that day, this is my mantra in every area of my life. Work difficult, 1 inch. Take small step. Goal far, 1 inch. Start. No confidence. 1 inch. You're already enough. Bruce didn't just teach technique, he taught me how to live. And now I pass this lesson to others. Bruce's legacy continues this way. Applause, tears, 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters, 1 finger width. From this distance, Bruce Lee threw a 210-pound man 6 feet. Physicists said, impossible. Bruce said, watch. But 1 inch punch wasn't just physical demonstration. It was a manifesto. To the world it said, limits are illusions. To people it said, you are enough, right now, as you are. To doubters it said, being small doesn't make you powerless. How you use it matters. Bruce Lee proved with 1 inch. Greatness isn't in size, it's in use. Power isn't in distance, it's in focus. Success isn't in future, it's now. Starts with 1 inch. That technique still taught today, worldwide, millions of people. But real power isn't in technique. Real power is in message. 1 inch is enough. You are enough. Just start. And you? What can you start with 1 inch? Because maybe that's all you need. 1 inch, 1 step, 1 decision. Bruce Lee proved it. Now it's your turn. If this story made you think about something, your own power, your limits, your potential, please leave a like on this video. And if you want to see more stories about Bruce Lee, not just as a fighter, but as teacher and philosopher, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Because every week we share a technique, a lesson, an inspiration from Bruce Lee's life. Which technique would you like to see in next video? Write in comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, because next lesson is even more powerful. And remember, 1 inch is enough. You are enough. Just start. See you soon.